Hello, everyone, and welcome to NSS TV, the web series for the National Stationery Show. My name is Robert Allen. The National Stationery Show is North America's premier trade show for social stationery and related lifestyle products, with more than 800 exhibiting companies and 11,000 attending retailers. It is the venue where greeting card, invitation, and gift manufacturers launch their newest collections. It is also a leading source of industry-related education. My guest on today's show is Elizabeth Bailey Weil, who is part of the Future Conference at the National Stationery Show, and she is part of the session entitled Social Stationery, What's New and What's Next. Welcome to the show, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Now, you have a very unique dual career that brings you to being a part of this session. You work at Twitter. You're the head of culture and brand experience, and you're also a part of Paper Wheel Press, which is kind of the complete opposite of what's new and exciting in the world of digital. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what brings you and these dual careers together.
Sure. So I actually grew up near Sacramento in California and had always been interested in just making things. And I would do arts and crafts as much as I could and play with Legos all day long. And actually, when I was 9 years old, I started a small woodworking business. My dad got me my first saw, and then for my following birthday, he got me a drill. And I was armed with those two things, and I started a small jewelry line and actually made money selling those for each holiday. And that got me up until high school, where I decided to go to Stanford. And I came out to the Bay Area to do my undergraduate degree at Stanford, where I majored in economics. And I got really bitten by the startup bug in Silicon Valley while I was out here. Had the opportunity to work in two really fast-growing companies and just learned an immense amount from that. And I wasn't ready to leave Stanford, so I decided to apply to get my master's in engineering and did that. And while I was doing my engineering degree, I actually discovered the art department at Stanford and took a few classes purely for pleasure, but that sparked my bug into getting back into it. And I actually spent the 5 years following Stanford working in the finance industry in venture capital on Sand Hill Road and loved that. Again, was spending a lot of time with startup companies and looking in the tech space, but always had that side of my right brain that wasn't totally satisfied. So started getting interested in letterpress purely from somebody handing me a business card, and it was letterpressed. And I had never seen that form of printing before. Asked what it was, and that just launched me into finding out anything I could about the art of letterpress, doing it, until I finally found an 85-year-old man in San Francisco selling a 1923 Chandler and Price, and that kicked off my paper wheel press business right from there.
That's really a great story, and it really truly is that unique combination of what you've done that really made you a candidate for this session at the Future Conference. Give our viewers a little sense of what the Future Conference actually is.
Yeah. So the session that I'm a part of is doing a really neat thing of bringing four folks together to talk about this intersection of social and stationary. And we're all coming at it from different perspectives. I work in a technology company at Twitter and then run Paper Wheel. Katie Rossman is a reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Kelly Ricker actually works for American Greetings. And then Rachel Ivey is looking at it from a product development perspective from Crane. So it should be really interesting to see what the four of us have to say together.
Yeah, that's really a very interesting combination of people for the panel. Now, we don't want to give too much away, but just a little teaser in terms of this particular session. It's so difficult for people to kind of bridge this gap of technology and traditional. But how do social stationery professionals embrace the movement in a paper-centric industry like this?
I think there's so many ways, and I will be touching on a lot of them during my talk. But really being able to connect with your customer, I think, is one of the neatest things about social media, especially Twitter. We see these big brands out there that would never care who you and I are, but we're interested in them and we follow what they're doing. And Twitter is that way, a channel that you can jump right in and ask somebody a question, get product feedback, show photos of the behind the scenes. And these are some of the things that I've gotten to experiment with from a small business owner's perspective through Paperwheel. And then by working at Twitter, I see so much of the robust features that larger brands are doing. So bringing some of those together, customer service is just one of those few things that social can really do. And we'll touch on some of the other channels like Facebook and Pinterest that are definitely going crazy right now as well.
Well, I think everyone in the industry, at whatever facet, needs to really hear what you guys are gonna share. I think it will alleviate a lot of that stress and make things a lot clearer for people. And personally, I want to thank Twitter for reviving the number symbol, which, as we know, is the hashtag. It'll be the way that you can follow all of the goings on at the National Stationery Show. And of course, I encourage everyone to follow Elizabeth on Twitter, and your Twitter handle is @Elizabeth, which is fabulous. That's what you get
I earned it.
Got to get in there early to get those very special handles. But make sure that you follow Elizabeth on Twitter, and definitely sign up for this session at the future conference. You can do that at the National Stationery Show. At nationalstationaryshow.com, we have the link for you right on your screen, so you can register for that and share in all of this great information that will come out of your session. Elizabeth, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and sharing a little bit of an insight into what people can expect.
Thank you. And feel free to follow Paperwheel for more of my letterpress posts.
We'll certainly have that available for everyone as well. You have been watching NSS TV, the web series for the National Stationery Show. We have been chatting with Elizabeth Bailey Weil of Twitter and of Paperwheel Press. She'll be part of a session called Social Stationery, What's New, What's Next, taking place at the Future Conference at the National Stationery Show. Her session will be on Sunday, May 20th, from 8 in the morning till 10. And then I encourage everyone to make sure you're registered for the National Stationery Show. You've got to be there if you have anything to do with the stationery industry. It is certainly the place to be. That's taking place from May 20th to the 23rd in New York City at the Javits Center. Thank you all so much for joining us here on NSS TV. My name is Robert Allen, and I'll see you at the show.